Hello, YouTube. How you doing? How you doing? Keith Ken here with another review of the Spyderco. What the buck? All right, hey guys. Anybody who's into knives and knife collecting, you probably know the reference of Keith Ken. A little shout out to YouTube reviewer there. And a seemingly awesome guy. Anyways, I would have the same reaction as Keith Ken, I'm sure, about reviewing buck knives. I'm a huge Spyderco fan. I don't ever usually, or I've never bought a buck knife before, but I went looking for a knife that I could carry in the woods. And what I decided on was, because I mentioned in a previous video, I'm already carrying 2 axes, a bow saw, and now another small folding saw, the Silky Gomboy. I don't have much room for tools to carry, and I also don't always wear a belt. All my clothes get ruined when I'm out there working in the woods, and so I usually wear, like in the summertime, old jogging pants and stuff, and eventually they get stained and torn, and I just throw them out after so many weeks of use. But they don't have, so I don't always have a belt to put a knife on, but I want to have a knife to carry in the woods sometimes, right, in case I do need to use one and cut something. So we're doing a little review of a new buck knife that I have here. I think it's called the Buck Ops knife, and this was designed as a boot knife. Yeah, so I thought I'd get myself a little boot knife because I do always wear these combat boots over here. I've done a review on these before. These are Canadian military combat boots, and a little boot knife would clip down over them like that. And I can wear that off in the woods, and depending on what model knife I have, I guess that's why I'm reviewing it, to let you know what I think about actually wearing that and whether or not I like it. So my thoughts on this little buck knife. Number one, it's made from 154 cm steel. So that was one of the draws for buying it, because a lot of the boot knives that are sold right now online are really poor quality. Most of them have poor quality steels in them. There is a Spyderco, and again, I love Spyderco knives, but for whatever reason, Spyderco made a double-sided dagger where they did not sharpen the other side. And I thought that's really pointless design, because if you don't have the other side sharp, then what's the point of grinding it down? You're just weakening your metal in your knife design, right? So Spyderco would have been better off, if they were going to make a one-sided dagger, to make something more like what Buck has done here and make a little tanto blade knife. And then you still have your piercing ability and stuff that's typical with this type of a knife. And you wouldn't have, though, a weakened grind on one side of your knife. So I ruled the Spyderco knife out right there in the poor design of actually having a dull, but a double-sided dagger, but a dull edge. So anyways, back to this. Again, this had reasonable steel in it. 154 cm is sort of a middle-of-the-road steel. And it's better than 440 stainless, which is what a lot of the older knives, if you look on eBay and you're a collector and you want to get an older boot knife, a lot of them were in 440 stainless. I had one when I was a kid. I think it may have been an A.G. Russell with really nice rosewood handles and stuff on it. Sadly, I lost that one, but that was another one that I really liked when I was a kid, and I bought quite young, a little double-sided dagger. So anyways, this is my replacement, and my thoughts on it after carrying it for a few weeks. The sheath is very well made. The clip is about as good as you can get for retention on your boot when you go to extract your blade. It's a fairly robust clip, and but I mean, nothing's perfect in terms of trying to get that to stay there as you're drawing your blade, but it does work pretty good. It's not heavy at all. It's a very lightweight little blade, which is what you want when you have something hanging on your boot. You don't want a really long blade, because of course a long blade's going to come down too deep in your boot, and you don't want a heavy blade and stuff that's flopping around at the top of your boot. So they did a great job in terms of the size and weight of the blade. Just back to the sheath for a moment. I don't like this back part. I mean, it's nice against the leg where they have a leather piece here, but really the whole purpose, if you go back to what, a dagger like this usually is used for, you'd want to have quick extraction of it. And this whole leather piece back here and this funny retention thing is the total opposite of being able to reach down and quickly pull that. And so, yeah, if you want to use this for sort of what a boot knife was traditionally used for, which is a self-defense item, you'd probably want to remove this. And I think Buck does make it that you can unscrew these and you can take that leather piece right off of there. And then you're down to a Kydex. Now the Kydex may not be as comfortable against your skin, but you don't have, you know, anything in your way sticking out here. So that's what I'd say about the Sheath, but otherwise really great Sheath design. The knife itself, again, I really like that they made it a Tanto blade. If not, I would have liked to have a double-sided one again. But this is a nice little design that they came up with. The handle is just a little bit too short. And my hands aren't huge hands, but what I found when I grip this, and if I try to get a full grip on it, my index finger is riding really high on that little nub right there. And if my index finger is riding high on that, it's not really down in this retention groove, it's up here, right? And so nothing here is adequate to retain my hand from coming forward on the blade. And, you know, in this type of application of what these are typically used for, you want to have something that's going to keep your hand from coming forward and hurting yourself. Knives. What's that?
Lightweight. I forgot English.
Getting tongue-tied on the camera, buddy.
I forgot English.
I think Leo's a budding little collector. I'm going to have a nice collection to pass down to him, and hopefully he'll enjoy collecting too through his life. So anyways, my design thoughts though, if I could improve this again, they should have made the handle just a little bit longer. If the handle were longer, then your finger could actually go in that retention groove and it may have some purpose then to keep your hand coming forward. But as it is now, if I put my index finger in the retention groove and I grip this way, this finger ends up out of the mix, and I don't think that would bode very well on an impact if my little finger's hanging out here off the back like this or over the back of the blade. So it's either you grip it like this with a 3-finger grip and your finger's kind of in an odd spot out here, or you grip it or try to with a 4-finger grip and your index finger's way up here. So they should have extended the handle just a tiny fraction, would have allowed for this to actually be a 4-finger grip and your hand would have got in that groove. The other thing I would suggest, just for, again, better safety, would be to have this nub come out a little bit longer and higher. And then maybe you could even do away with the groove completely, but you need a little bit something more here to keep your hand from sliding up and over that. So that's my design critique, and I mean, it would have been just a fraction longer on the handle. It wouldn't have taken much more weight, and this would have been a more usable blade.
Are you talking something about longer where I got a long knife?
Yeah, there's a good one. Leo's got our practice sword.
Yeah.
So that's about it, guys. All in all, I think it's a nice little blade. I think I could have redesigned it again a little bit better. But as something that's comfortable to carry, that actually is enjoyable to carry, because I've had other ones that are not. This is actually a really nice little option for a boot knife. And I'm just noticing now though on the fit and finish, I've never seen this before, but they did a really poor job back here on the handle too. I don't know what happened there at the Buck factory, but if you can see that, there's a little chink out of the handle material there in the back where this side is rounded nicely. So yeah, I thought the fit and finish was really good, and the sheath was really good quality, but obviously they rushed that one a little bit too. Anyway, thank you for watching.
We got 10,000 likes on this video.
What we would like is one subscriber. We're at 199 subscribers today, guys. We've worked very hard to try to get to 200. Please, if you're watching the video, subscribe to the channel.
I think 10 likes would be good.
Right on, and we'll have more knife reviews coming up for you.